going to deal periodic classification of elements from this topic in objective examinations like NEET and EAMCET. Mostly one or two questions are possible. In connection to this topic, you can have groups in the first year and both in second year +1 and +2 levels, that is. So if you are thorough with this particular topic, definitely you can do better in groups, that is families, in your +1 and +2 levels, and some objective questioning, reasoning, they are all become familiar, and you can feel comfortable with this topic. And let me introduce the topic. The topic is periodic classification of the elements. Actually, in the beginning days, the known elements number were very few. That time the known number or known number of elements were made into just metals and non-metals. That metals are characterized with their own properties and non-metals being characterized. But the problem in this beginning of the classification was metals are showing some non-metallic properties and non-metals are showing the metallic properties. Example, metals generally usually exist in a solid state, but mercury being a liquid, it's also a metal, exists in liquid state. And usually metals conduct electricity and non-metals do not conduct electricity, but the carbon allotropic form, graphite, is a very good conductor of electricity. Because of this kind of problem, this classification was not so useful. Then all over world, the scientists, that time known elements were made into triad system. A triad consists of mainly 3 elements. A triad mainly consists of 3 elements in a family group. Okay, in this triad, for example, lithium, sodium, potassium is a set of one family, it's a triad. This triad contains 3 elements. The atomic mass of the middle one is the average of first and last one. The atomic weight of the first and last element, if you take average of first and last one, the middle element's atomic weight can be known. This is for example 7, this is for example 39. So this 7 plus 39, okay, 46, average if you take up, okay, you will get the middle element's atomic weight. Middle element's atomic weight. Like this, the scientist Dobereiner classified known elements in the form of a 3 elemental family series triad. But this was not so successful classification. Many elements are exhibiting, okay, average atomic masses, and it is not useful for large group of the elements. Then another scientist, Newland, classified elements based on their atomic mass again into a set of 8 elements. That set of 8 elements are called, you can call this as a law of octaves. This is called law of octaves. It was given by Newland, and Newland proposed the known element that time into a series of 8 elements. That series contains 8 elements. That time known elements up to atomic weight 40, or otherwise I can say up to calcium, we could able to arrange known elements in the form of a 8 elemental series. It represents like a musical scale. In a musical scale, sa re ga ma pa da ni sa, sa represents every 8th time. In the similar manner, first element properties resembles with the 8th element. According to octaves theory, first element properties resembling with the 8th element. This was useful to certain extent, but later, after the discovery of noble gases, first element cannot match with the 8th element in the properties, therefore law of octaves were also not so successful mechanism, successful classification for the elements. After this, another scientist, Luther Meyer, classified the known elements based on atomic masses in the form of atomic volume curves. Atomic volume curves. Based on this atomic volume curves, based on the atomic mass again, he has classified the known elements in the form of curves, and you can see curves consist of peaks and troughs, and the peaks contain similar elements, troughs consist of similar element. He could classify the elements for the first time with similar properties or coming on the similar pattern, like peaks consist of certain elements which are having similar properties, and troughs consist of certain elements. Like this, Luther Meyer atomic volume curve been proposed, and it was, to certain extent, it was a better classification when compared to previous one. Later, but it is also having some defects. All elements cannot be made in the form of a graphical representation. Later, for the first time, a Russian scientist by the name Mendeleev classified known elements that time. Almost 63 elements were known that time. He could classify the known elements for the first time in the form of a table.